What's up, guys? So I wanted to show y'all my machines I run. People call them the budget builds. I think there's several videos of them. But the Predator 420cc from Harbor Freight. I think it's about probably 350, 380, maybe something like that. But with a warranty, 2-year warranty, I think it was a little over 500 out the door. You need to get the warranty, get the 2-year warranty. These are good machines. They're a key start. You can wire them up for the key. The only downside is the mufflers. They don't last but like 18 months, maybe 2 years, and it's not even the rusting. That's probably gonna happen always, but they get so worn out, and I don't know if it's just from the vibration or what, but these are, steel metal bolts going into an aluminum block. Well, sometimes they get wallowed out and your exhaust just falls off, and it's really hard to tap that block just right where you can reuse it again. But that's an issue. Only issue I've ever found with these, honestly, is the exhaust. And you can buy the exhaust for 25, 30 bucks on Amazon if they rust out real bad or whatnot. But once you mess up them threads inside there, it's really hard to come back from that. So get the 2-year warranty. If you get 2 years out of the machine, great. You got your money's worth. But other than the exhaust, I have not had any issues out of these. I had one starter go out before, the little solenoid part or whatever. Ordered it off Amazon. It's good to go. I don't think I've ever had a carburetor issue, really. Yeah, other than that, good machines. I don't even have my key hooked up no more. Ain't been hooked up 6 months. I can flip that, and one pull every time she'll fire up. But I don't know why. I need to leave that over there. But great machines. You don't really even need the key hooked up. But if you do want it hooked up, it's easily. You hook your positive wire back here, and then you ground it. I always go to either that bolt or that bolt that's supposed to be there, and then they're good to go. On the pumps, I use Envirospec. I call it 6.5 gallons, but that's the part number there, and it comes with a gearbox. I think it's about maybe $750 or something, but you got a gearbox. That way you are sucking water in. If you don't have a gearbox and it's just direct pump to motor, you're not sucking water, so you can't be pulling out of tanks and stuff unless you're relying on gravity feed and whatnot. But I always recommend, if you're doing this as a business or all the time, then get you a machine with either a gear driven or a belt driven. Either way, it makes it suck water in. And if you're pulling out of a tank, you need that. Another thing, on your unloader, make sure you have a bypass. Okay. And this one's got one on each side, so depending on how your setup is, which way you want to go, you got to have a bypass. So what that does is, water coming in, if you're not using it, if you set your gun down and you walked away 15-20 minutes, whatever, it's not going to burn your pump up, because it's bypassing the water back into the tank and it's keeping it moving. When you don't have a bypass, and smaller like store-bought machines where the unloader is built into the pump, you don't have a bypass, then that water is just getting hot in here, and that will make your pump fail. But just get your water going in, whatever size you need, and then water coming out. Quick connect, and then AR unloader from Amazon, 55 bucks maybe, with a bypass going back into your tank, and you're good to go. About 1,400 bucks for motor, pump with gearbox, unloader, connections. Need gear oil for your gearbox. The same stuff that goes with my four-wheeler axles and stuff. And then for the pump, you need some kind of pump oil, you can buy both of them on Amazon. And then regular motor oil in your motor. I think where I live in Alabama, we're normally always above 32 degrees. And I think I run 10W30 or 10W40. I think 10W30 is what we run. If you're in a colder environment, then I think it recommends 5W30. But look in the book when you get it, it tells you what you need. But $1,400, 6.5 gallon machine. I have two on my truck. I don't have them combined yet, but I ordered that hose, and hopefully next few weeks I'll be making a video showing y'all making these two 6.5 gallons a minute into like a 12 gallon basically. One other thing, if you have a setup in a truck or a trailer and it's close, your exhaust is close to something, get you an exhaust deflector. I think it's what it's called on Amazon. I think they're like $5. Comes with 3 screws. You put it on there and you can turn it any way you want your exhaust to go. Mine's in my truck going straight up. I gotta put one on here. If you don't have one, and if your exhaust has plenty of room, that's fine. But you need to pay attention to where your exhaust is pointing. I accidentally last time I put a new machine in the truck, I forgot to swap that over, and about 20 minutes later it caught the truck on fire. But get you an exhaust deflector if you need one. Just depends on your setup, and that's it. You're good to go. These are great machines for residential. They'll get you by on commercial. But $1,400, you can have 6.5 gallon machine. I've flow tested these several times, and it's 6.5, 7 gallons is what I've determined. So I just call it 6.5 gallons. That one says 6.8. This one says 6.3. It's the same part number. I don't know what they changed, but I don't know. It's good to go. These are good pumps. These are pretty good people. I've dealt with them a couple times. I had one pump failed premature after like maybe 2 or 3 months. Something just happened on the inside, lost pressure. They sent me a brand new one, no questions asked. And this is all brand new. It was time to replace my motor, but I had to get a new pump because nothing on them really. But a couple months ago, I was doing a large concrete job, lost pressure, came to the truck and seen fluid everywhere. Well, this one came apart on the inside. But what happened was, on my gearbox, the plug came out at some point. I don't know if it was that day, the week before, or what. And I think with this not having any kind of oil in it, just heated up all this. And this is all aluminum. And so aluminum can't really handle heat. But I mean, it just heated that up, and I think is what caused that to happen. I don't know how that came out. Maybe just over time from the vibrations. I've never had that happen before. But now, every now and then, I will check that, just make sure that's tight. That's just your drain plug on your gearbox. But somehow it came out. I don't know when, but I think that's what caused the pump to go out on my last, on the last one I had. But that's nothing on Envirospec. I think that was just, one of the shit happens moments in life. But got a new pump, gearbox, motor, good to go. And next video, I'll show y'all the new truck build after I get this machine put back in the truck and everything and buttoned up. But we'll see y'all next time.